Well, every day, 365 days a year, you get up and feed and water these horses. At this point, we have about 50 horses on our property. 15 of them are boarded, belonging to other people. Some of them I use in my lesson program, camp program, and then quite a few of them are past rescue horses that have been either given to me or turned over by the different county agencies. Some neighbors of ours actually race their horses, and I started finding out what happens to them when they can't race anymore. And I decided that it'd be pretty fun to get a hold of some of those horses and rehab them and prove that they could go on and live productive lives other than racing. And it started with the thoroughbreds and then grew into, I don't know how it happened. I guess people found out I was a sucker for, horses that nobody else would want, so they'd call me up and I'd say, sure, I'll take him. And next thing you know, I had 50 horses at my house. What we usually see are horses that are starved or that are suffering from major foot neglect and starvation. Sometimes it's due to ignorance. People will get a horse and think that if they put it out in the field, that's all horses need. Horses will decimate and totally graze down a very large area in a very small amount of time. And they don't eat weeds, and they don't eat thistle bushes, and they don't eat, the things that grow around here a lot. And then occasionally you get people who enjoy the fact that they own that horse and it's theirs to do with whatever they want to do. And it's purposeful neglect and abuse. In the state of Washington, a horse is considered property. Unlike dogs and cats and pets, if a dog is being tied to a chain and left without water and animal control is called, they immediately remedy the situation. With horses, being as they're livestock or property, they don't have the same rights as other pets do. So the animal control will go out, they will talk to the people. The horses might be slightly underweight, in need of some attention. They tell the people, okay, you need to provide feed, you need to provide water, you need to do this. As long as there is water on the grounds and hay on the grounds when they come, there's nothing they can do. It might only be a bale of hay, and it might be gone in 3 days. But if it's there at the time that they're out there, then the person is taking care of the horse. If someone is reported for neglecting their horse and animal control goes out, sees that the horse is in horrible condition, the sheriff can be called, they will press charges, they will be fined, they can do jail time, and they can be told you cannot own a large animal again for X amount of years. That's the best scenario so far that, that we've hoped for that has happened. And though that they're going to have them again. You can just tell. Oftentimes, the people that, it's not the first time they've done it and it's not the last time they're going to do it. Sometimes the horses are tied up with the county and the owner says, I want my horse back. In that case, he can have it back. And what's sad about that is that we will take this horse, get him feeling better, get him looking better, have him vaccinated, have him dewormed, have him handled and much more manageable, and then this person who was not taking proper care of their horse gets him back, all cleaned up and all ready to go. In the past, before EWC was formed, all the horses were just released directly to Chris Pemberton, to me. And then they'd become my property to do with what I thought I should do. Many of them are still here, and many of them have been placed into good homes. The first thing that we do is get them into a clean, dry, safe place. It's best to put them alone because they could have a disease, or their immune system is so weak that bugs that other horses have, they will not be immune to, so they can become ill. They're very susceptible to other things. And then you need to make a decision on, can we rehabilitate this horse, and if we can, is he going to live a good quality of life? And if not, then the merciful thing to do is to go ahead and euthanize him. After we've decided, okay, we're going to try and pull this horse through, Then we go by the type of horse he is, his age, and set up a feeding program. And it varies. Oftentimes their feet are in deplorable condition, sometimes to the point of they're never going to be sound on those feet and are comfortable, or they're always going to have horseshoes. And then that's, again, you have to decide, is that is the quality of life going to be okay for this horse, or should he just be put down now instead of get him feeling good, get him healthy, and have his feet hurt all the time? And then decide at that point that we should go ahead and put him down. Ryan was a horse that probably should have been euthanized. He suffered a real catastrophic injury on the racetrack. And what arrived here was a horse that was in so much pain and so thin, and I'm amazed he was able to ride in the horse trailer, because both of his front legs were probably 5 to 6 times the normal size. They were so swollen, there was so much inflammation. Christopher built him a special shoe, and we taped it on his foot. As he laid down less, I was able to get rid of the bed sores. Christopher kept changing and modifying the shoe. I kept his legs wrapped, we massaged, we did all these different things. And finally, the day came that I was able to lead him out to the round pen and watch him trot. And he did trot rather stiffly, but he trotted without any pain and with his head up and his ears up and his eyes bright, and we knew that we had made the right decision with Ryan. And a very dear friend of mine who has a beautiful place with rolling hills and great pastures said, hey, I'll take Ryan to my house for a while and we can see if he can get stronger still out on the grass and going up and down the hills. And that's where he is now. So he's 6 years old. He's very brave and very amazing, and we just felt he has a right to be here and be alive. So that's the story of Ryan. Okay, this is Stinkers, and Stinkers was one of 3 horses that were up in north of Spokane. They had been tied to trees in some dense woods. They figure probably for months, with occasional water. And they had eaten the bark off the trees and eaten the pine needles, and you could, I guess apparently they could see where they'd move them from one tree to the next. And there was some hay there, but it was basically just moldy, rotted, looked like straw. And there was a black mare, this mare, and this mare's yearling colt. And these horses were so emaciated that they were barely able to stand. When they first brought them here, we hid them in my indoor riding arena, because it was kind of the gentleman that owned them was not a nice person, and there were threats on burning our barn and other things happening if they were to find where these horses went. We weren't sure that they were gonna make it, but all 3 of them did. The black mare went back to her original owner, who actually saw the news report on TV and recognized her horse and contacted and said, that used to be my horse. So she went back to her original owner. The colt, that Stinkers colt, was adopted by a gal up north that had one other horse, and then I got so attached to these horses in their rehabilitation that I adopted this one myself. To me, I think quality of life for a horse is, if he is in pain, is it moderate pain that he can handle, and can it be managed, and is he having a good time? Is he sociable? Is he friendly? Is he enjoying his environment? Or is he constantly miserable and unhappy? It's hard to know. It's hard to be able to put those emotions to figure that they would have those emotions. But when you get around horses and get to know horses, they have all those emotions. And I think for me, the thing that really bothers me about the horses and why I want to do something about it is that they are just so dependent, totally dependent on us to take care of them. And they're these huge animals, and they are so tolerant of people and all the things that we make them do, riding them, jumping them, making them pull carts, foofing them up, brushing their hair, shaving their whiskers, all the things we do, and they just sit there and tolerate all that and take it and actually learn to love us and become attached to us. So I feel that they deserve to be properly cared for and appreciated for the wonderful animals that they are.